welcome out to Bryan High School's Field 5 here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malanga and John Dalrymple with you here. It is the Golden Bears Sports Network as the Bryan Lady Bears play host to the Napoleon Lady Cats here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Bryan sitting at 7-2 overall, while Napoleon is 7-5-1. Bryan 2-1 in the NWOAL. Napoleon 4-1-1 in the NLL Cardinal division. These two teams are doing battle, and both very good teams. Napoleon beat Anthony Wayne yesterday, which is really, really crazy, 4-2 in 8 innings. So a great showing there. And of course, the Lady Bears, under the pitching of Thea Staten, beat Patrick Henry by a score of 7-0. Well, it is the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip our first pitch. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. We had the chance to chat with Bryan head coach Hillary Staten. You're going to hear that after this timeout on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malanga alongside Coach Hillary Staten of the Bryan softball team. And first off, congratulations on the win over Patrick Henry.
Thank you.
It's always good to get a league win. You win 7-0. Had another great performance from Thea, and the rest of the team did some hitting, and it's good to see.
Yeah, good to see, especially after a tough one last week. Nice to come out ready to play ball again.
Absolutely. Well, now we're going to play Napoleon, a team that you were supposed to play early in the season. It got rained out, and now they come in, and this is one of those situations where because of the weather, you're playing 3 times in 1 week, and it's like we didn't play ever, and then we play 3 games in a week. Is that rough?
It's a different mindset. Yeah. We've got the girls programmed to be ready for it, and we're ready to play ball games. So I know we'll be all set to face Napoleon tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have dealt with a lot of wind in your games and things like that, and it's been nice to see that they've seemed to progress a little bit here as we gotten through the league, and then now we're going to jump out of league again.
Yeah, which is great. We'll take all the reps we can get and hopefully get us on track to face Liberty Center on Thursday then.
Now, when you have Napoleon's has been in your district, and last year you beat them in the district, and talk a little bit about like a team that's similar size, similar makeup. It's good practice and good to see them early in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And they put a good pitcher on the mound. They have some solid batters, so they'll be ready to play us, and we'll be ready to step up and give it our best effort too.
When you play 3 games in 1 week, how are you talking to the girls like game to game? Is it just we're taking 1 game at a time? Are we making decisions on Monday and Tuesday that affect Thursday? How's that all work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 1 game at a time. Obviously, the coaching staff has to approach it a little differently, but what we present to the girls is just game by game. We're not looking ahead to anything else at the end of the week. We're looking at tomorrow, going to give it everything we've got, come in for a hard practice on Wednesday, and then next up again, Liberty Center for NWOAL.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about some of the performances I get with Patrick Henry. It was nice to see Abrianne Fisher have a great day at the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Just talking about mindset, talking about pitch selection, and just keep coaching them up because these freshmen are obviously very inexperienced. So we're just working on their plate appearances, and they've been stepping up, and we're really happy with the progress not only she's been making, but our other freshmen as well.
Kidston has done a nice job. Also, the Roofer girl had a real great game tonight against Patrick Henry. So it's nice to see that part of the lineup hitting.
Absolutely. Reese had 4 good at-bats. A hard hit, laying down a bunt. It's nice to be multi-dimensional, especially early on in the lineup. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress they're all making and continue to expect more out of them as we go.
Absolutely, and they're going to learn real quick when they get into the league race and into the postseason. So, well, it's good to get a good win over Patrick Henry. The final thoughts before we look at Napoleon.
Yeah, we're just making sure we have all of our tools ready for tomorrow. We'll come in and host, which is always a good time. We appreciate having the home games. We're in our best mindset when that's the case, and we'll be ready to face them tomorrow here.
Absolutely. All right, well, it's going to be Bryan Napoleon coming up as we continue our pregame show here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, it is the Napoleon Lady Cats and the Bryan Lady Bears, today's game being brought to you, I'll let you read them while I catch my breath.
Today's game is brought to you by the Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Service of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Curl Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center.
All right, the last time these two teams met was back on May 18th, 2024, and that was when Napoleon was defeated by Bryan by a score of 7-0. Let's meet Napoleon first. Napoleon is coached by Chad Gregory. They are 17-5-1, 4-1-1 in the NLL Cardinal division. And if you look at they lost to Bryan in the D2 district final last year, and then last night, as we mentioned, they beat Anthony Wayne 4-2 in 8 innings, which is crazy. That ended Anthony Wayne's 17-game home win streak. So let's look at the last 5 games for them.
This season today, they have a win over Pauline 5-4. They have a win over Southview 16-1. I think that's a delay of some kind.
No, the Liberty Center game's postponed.
Oh, postponed. I can't read.
Yep.
They lost to Springfield 2-14, and they beat Anthony Wayne most recently 4-2.
All right, and let's real quick meet the Golden Bears. Bryan sitting at 7-2 overall, 2-1 in the league. Hillary Staten 7-2 first season at Bryan. Bears are ranked 6th in Division 4 in the latest Ohio High School Fast Pitch Softball Coaches Association poll. And the big stat, Thea Staten has tossed 2 no-hitters in the last 4 games against Delta and Patrick Henry. Looking at their last 5 games, they look like this. Again, they were postponed with Bath. They beat Patrick Henry, lost to Archbold for their first league loss, beat Liberty Benton 8-0, and they beat Delta by a score of 12-5. Going to take this time out. When we come back, we'll get our keys to the game, our officials, and wrap things up here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities?
National anthem being presented by Veteran Services of Williams County. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers, your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They have consistently remained number 1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all your real estate needs. First for the Golden Bears.
For the Golden Bears, keys to the game tonight, they're looking for quality at bats and pitch selection, aggressive base running, and sharp defense, one play at a time, trying to keep the game moving.
And that aggressive base running has been something the Lady Bears have been really good at this year. They've also gotten thrown out a couple of times when maybe they shouldn't have. So aggressive comes good and bad. Let's take a look at the keys to the game for the Napoleon Lady Cats. We're looking here to put the ball in play, limit errors, and get off to a fast start. Keys to the Game brought to you by the Carlin Company. Time now to meet our game officials, brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center, serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all your eye care needs. Today, Scott Stantz and Joe Kime are your officials today. So this has been the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to first pitch. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. All right, we're going to segue right into our pregame weather conditions, being brought to you by the Allie Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk. Mark your calendars and lace up your shoes for the 5th annual Allie Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk on Saturday, July 19th, 2025, and the McDonald Rough Ice Rink. Pre-game weather, 65 degrees, feels like 63. Winds are out of the southwest at 5 miles an hour. Clear skies, beautiful weather here. And we're going to check our starting lineups here in just a minute as we get started. Emma Greiser will step in for the Napoleon Lady Cats, the first baseman today. She bats .297 and takes strike one. She has 11 hits, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles. She has 11 walks, 13 strikeouts, and a stolen base as well. Next one to her is a ball, making it 1-1. That is swung on and missed. All right, let's take a look at that batting order for Napoleon. Leading off and playing first base is Emma Greiser. Carmen Rupp will bat second and be the second baseman. Addie Thompson, your catcher, will bat third. Outside, ball two. Kendall Horner, your pitcher, will bat fourth. Faith Rubenstein will bat fifth and play third base. Alex Doria will play shortstop and bat sixth. Annika McCorkle is your designated player, bats seventh. Swing and a miss, and Greiser goes down with a strikeout. Jessica Patterson will bat eighth and play left field. Alexa Miller bats ninth and plays right field. And this will bring up Carmen Roop, the second baseman. Roop batting 158 on the season. Looking at the Bryan defensive line at Thea Staten, your pitcher. Josie Arnold, your catcher. Mackenzie Blevins at first. Giselle Kidston at second. And that is a ball to Rupp. Amaya Langham at shortstop, Miley Vollmer at third base, Claire Stever at left field, Emma Slagle in center field, Reese Roofer in right field. And your starting lineup is being brought to you by Debbie's Dairy Freeze. Serving ice cream, soup, sandwiches, and more. Victories taste sweeter with Debbie's. Call ahead with your order at 419-636-5606. 1-1 count to Carmen Roop. One down here, bottom or top of the first inning. That is swung on, fouled back, make it 1-2. Getting that foul ball back in. Counts 1-2 on Roop. Roop will step back in here. She's in the back of the batter's box. That is outside, makes it 2 apiece. Staten 7-1 on the season, with a .404 ERA, .404. She has walked 19, struck out 117. And she's already got one well in construction strikeout tonight. The 2-2 offering, swung on, strike. 2 Welling Construction strikeouts, and our strikeouts today being brought to you by Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712, Welling Construction. This will bring up Addie Thompson, the catcher. Thompson, a .385 hitter. First pitch to her in the dirt, ball 1. In there for a strike, makes it 1-1. That's outside ball. That is swung on and popped into center field. Emma Slagle comes over and makes the catch. And for Napoleon, no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave nobody aboard. We head to the middle of the first inning here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, scoreless first inning, top of the first, and let's take a look at our batting order for the Bryan Lady Bears. Leading off and playing shortstop, Amaya Langham, the sophomore. Batting second and playing right field, the freshman Reese Rufer. Thea Staten will bat third and pitch. Josie Arnold bats cleanup and catches. Avery Ann Fisher had a great game last night against Patrick Henry, will be your designated player and bat fifth. Miley Vollmer will be your third baseman and bat sixth. Mackenzie Blevins, your first baseman, batting seventh. Claire Stever bats eighth and plays left field, and Giselle Kidston will bat ninth and play second base. Taking a look at the defensive lineup for Napoleon, Kendall Horner's your pitcher, Addie Thompson your catcher, Emma Greasier is at first base, Carmen Roop is at second, Alex Duria is at shortstop, Faith Rubenstein is at third base, Jessica Patterson in left field, Taylor Smith in center field, and Alexa Miller in right field. Again, starting lineups being brought to you by Debbie's Dairy Freeze. Langham batting .455 on the season with a .486 on-base percentage. She has a walk and 3 strikeouts. Walked for the first time last night against Patrick Henry. First pitch to her, swung on, fouled back. That is high, ball one. That is swung on, fouled first base side, out of play. That is a pass ball, make it 2-2. The 2-2 offering. Just outside. Ooh.
Probably a lot closer than she would have liked it to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the count is full. That is swung on, line to the second, past second base in his center field. Langham will stop at first, and the Bears are aboard with their first hit of the afternoon.
It'd be interesting to see. They said they wanted aggressive base running to see if they send her.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know those of you who've been watching a lot of softball used to Coach Sam Molina being my color person today, but John Dalrymple, student junior at Bryan, filling in admirably today. He's going to get on this side of it instead of pushing buttons today. That is a called strike to Reese Rufer. Rufer had 2 singles in the game yesterday, and I guess you are technically still pushing buttons with the score bug there. Let's look at Maya Langham on the base pass. She has stolen 4.
Had to lay down a bunt,
yeah. 2 quick strikes to Rufer. I'll tell you what, I get the idea of bunting her, but she had 2 really good singles yesterday. I'd let her swing away and see what happens. She'll have to do that with 2-strike count. That is swung on. to second base. It'll advance the runner. And a sacrifice grounder to Reese Roofer will advance Langham over to second. One down now, bottom of the inning. First inning, no score. And that'll bring up Thea Staten batting .407 with a .515 on-base percentage. 6 walks, 3 strikeouts. She also has 5 doubles, a home run, and 7 RBI on the season. First one to her. Outside, ball 1. Langham is giving Kendall Horner something to think about tonight on that second base, dancing a little bit over there. Horner's pitch swung on, fouled back against the screen. Makes it 1-1. One of the things we were pretty surprised at is Ariana Kiesling is not pitching. Now, she did throw 8 innings yesterday. That is outside and a pass ball, and Langham will come third and thinks about going home. But Thompson able to dig it out fast enough to avoid that. But Kiesling, the pitcher that faced the Lady Bears in the Division II district final last year, and she's just a stellar pitcher. And not starting tonight. So 2-1 count on Staten. That is swung on and missed. 2-2. That is swung on. Bouncing ball past second base into center field, and that'll score the run. So 1 out single for Thea Staten gets Amaya Langham home. All right, this will bring up Josie Arnold, our catcher. Highest batting average on the team right now at .448 with a .500 on base percentage. We're going to get a courtesy runner for our pitcher, Thea Staten. And it'll be Anna McCoy, who is traditionally the courtesy runner for the Golden Bears. All right, so McCoy will head over to first base. Arnold will step back in. The 1-0. That is swung on, fouled back. And that evens the count at 1 apiece. Yeah. We don't want it to do is hit the Starlink out there. We don't go off the air there.
Just like swim.
Yeah, absolutely. That is swung on. Foul third base side and out of play. That makes it 1-2. McCoy at first. She represents Thea Staten. 1 run is in to so far. Staten was able to get Langham around. See what Arnold can do here. That is swung on just off the outstretched gloves of the shortstop. Nice effort by Doria. And that'll get Arnold to second on the throw. McCoy over to third. So nice job there by Arnold. Got the single, long single. And then second on the throw, McCoy to third, and that puts runners at scoring position, second and third, 1 down, 1 run already in here in the bottom of the first inning. This will bring up Avery Ann Fisher, and I'm telling you what, this kid has had a great freshman year. She has played really well in basketball and then a nice job in softball as well. 2 hits yesterday. First pitch to her is a ball. The other thing I'm loving this year is the white lids with the Bryan logo on it. They look sweet. That is a nice one by Arnold. That puts it right between second base and Center field, they're gonna send her. Third baseman, the junior. 292 on the season, 7 hits, 5 RBIs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. She'll bunt and bunts it foul. 2 runs in here, bottom of the first inning. So a 2-0 lead for the Bears, 1 down.
Come on now.
Arnold's at third.
Come on now, 1-5.
Fisher at first. That's high, and Fisher's gonna go to second. And a little defensive indifference there. Puts her there. That is high as well. 2-1 to Vollmer. The 2-1 called strike, evens the count at 2 apiece. Got 2, got to protect now.
Yeah. Trying to foul something off. I think what you like.
That is foul tipped back. Stays at 2-2.
Not entirely sure how the pitching scheme for softball works, but I'd expect to see something like off speed here.
Yeah.
Maybe low inside, especially.
Called strike 3, and there it was. And that'll bring up Mackenzie Blevins, your first baseman. Blevins, 286 hitter, on base at 300. Got 4 RBIs on the season, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. If she gets aboard, Claire Stever would be next. First pitch to her on the outside, ball 1. Ooh, that was a little more on the outside corner.
Oh, close. Probably could have gone either way.
Yep, 1-1. Swung on, or past second base into right field. That'll score Arnold. And Blevins probably could have made second there on the hesitation out there, but she's still at first. Another run in for the Bears. That is 4 now, as both Arnold and Fisher will get in. Stever, 125 batting average. First pitch to her, good eye outside. She has 2 RBIs on the season, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Probably not the season she wanted, but hopefully she could bounce back here soon.
That is swung on. There you go. That'll
That's
do
the
it.
bounce
Get a
back
single
you're
right
looking
there.
for.
And she makes it there, even though it was bobbled just a little bit. We're going to give her a hit on that one, too. That'll be 5 hits for the Lady Bears here in the inning.
It's a great start.
Let's see. The umpire is heading over to first base here. I don't know what that was all about.
Maybe making sure there wasn't interference. Not entirely sure.
Yeah. So bring up the bottom of the org, Giselle Kidston, the 9 hitter. She's a 200 hitter. On base at 333. Got an RBI, 2 walks and a strikeout. Swung on and missed the first one. Bears have 4 runs in. Called strike so quickly. 2-0. Or 0-2, I mean. Called strike 3, so 3 straight pitches looking for Kidston. So for the Lady Bears, 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and They strand one. We head to the top of the second inning with the Lady Bears leading 4-0. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malenga and John Dalrymple here with you. Bears had a good first inning there, bottom of the first.
Yeah. I don't know, coming from baseball, a couple pretty translated.
It does
Getting
translate.
hits early.
Difference in the pitching, obviously. You can pitch a lot more in softball than you can baseball. Thea Staten primarily fastball. She'll take some off speed. Position a little bit. She's got a little bit of a rise ball and one that actually the bottom drops out.
Definitely some good hitting there here for the start for the Bears. Up the middle specifically.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
couple shots down the right field from their lefty hitters as well.
This will bring up Kendall Horner, a pitcher, 359 batting average. First pitch to her. Down low, ball one. Called strike. Another one, make it 1-2.
Got her in the dirt. That, one that drops out like you were
There's
saying.
the one that drops out.
201.
The 1-2 offering makes it 2-2. Called strike three. That's another Welling Construction strikeout. Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. This will bring up Faith Rubenstein. She is the third baseman, a junior, batting .371 on the season. First pitch to her was fouled off. Strike one. 5 RBI on the season, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Taking a miss there for her.
So 0-2 quickly to her. Ooh, nice spot there,
that's
but they call that a
close.
ball.
Good spot.
Wow.
I don't know. Just above the knees. Not entirely sure what the softball strike zone is though.
And that's a swing and a miss, so another Welling Construction strikeout for Rubenstein. This will bring up Alex Doria.
Not entirely sure what this softball strike zone is. I assume it's somewhat similar
It is
to
similar,
baseball.
yep. Yep.
Looked like it was just above her knees. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't called. Maybe it looked a little outside though.
Number 12, Alexa Duria.
Duria is a junior, batting .263 on the season, 10 hits, 2 RBIs. First pitch to her, a ball. Must have been just low, 2-0.
So that one I can understand. That one was definitely near the ground there.
Well, she goes to their
Ooh,
all stop.
must have been outside there. Not sure about that one.
Listed on all their rosters as their all their fall and winter stuff she's on. So I don't know.
There's a called strike.
See if Thea can bounce back from this, down 3-0.
Well, she helped her, makes it 3-2,
helps.
count goes full.
I don't know, as a Napoleon hitter, you got to be expecting it. You're going to get a strike eventually, and you got to be ready to hit it.
Swing and a miss, another strikeout. So no runs, no hits, no errors for Napoleon. And the Bears still lead 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Chris Malenga, John Dalrymple here with you. And John, so far, Lady Bears have been pretty good through the first two innings.
So far, what are they up?
6 up, 6 down.
4-0, bottom of the second, 6 up, 6 down. Decent offensive production. Obviously, great pitching by Thea Staten as always, keeping this game relatively low scoring for Napoleon.
This will bring up the top of the order, Maya Langham.
At the plate is the shortstop, number 4, Amaya Langham.
Last time up, Langham reached on a single. And that is high, ball 1. That swung on, fouled back, make it 1-1. Langham with a 486 on-base percentage coming into the game.
I will say one similarity between baseball and softball. Everybody likes swinging at that high pitch.
That's right, the high heat. That's in the dirt, makes it 2-1. The 2-1 offering. That is swung on. That is popped up. Second baseman coming over to make the grab, and she puts it down for 1 down. Carmen Roop did that. So 1 down here. Bottom of the second inning. Bears lead 4-0.
I just realized, I think it's what, 4 or 5 batters that are lefties?
Yeah. Yep. So bring up Reese Roofer, another lefty. First pitch to her is a called strike.
You don't normally see that many lefties in a row, especially high school.
That is swung on. That might be trouble. It is. And she's aboard. That got out of the reach of both the shortstop and the third baseman. So that'll be the 7th hit.
Good hustle by the shortstop, though. Almost got a glove on that after he just got over the third baseman's head.
For sure. So bring up Staten. She is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Runner at first is Roofer. First one is fouled back. That is swung on, and that go right to the shortstop. Nice job there in the right position, Duria.
At the plate is the
That'll bring up Josie Arnold.
number 2, Josie Arnold.
2 down here, bottom of the inning, second inning. Arnold is 1 for 1 with a run scored. First one of her is fouled back. Reese Roofer is on first base. She got there with a single.
So far, really good start here for Napoleon. Had a rocky first, 4, but so far, 2 outs. 2 outs on what, three batters, 4 batters.
That is in the dirt. Arnold 4 walks and a strikeout on the season. She left that one up there, makes it 2-1. One thing you see in softball that you don't see in baseball, especially lefties, is the slap hit as they come running towards the bat or towards the front of the batter's box.
Definitely noticed that. That's like the equivalent of a drag bunt for lefty batters.
Yep.
Just trying to throw the bat at as they run out the box.
So 3-1, we'll see if she's got the green light here. That's a called strike, now the count's full. She'll have to protect. 2 down, runner at first, 4-0 Bears here in the bottom of the second inning. Arnold bouncer to shortstop. And she's out. That was close. But yes, agreed. Another great play by Daria. Well, that'll do it for the Bears here in the bottom of the inning. It is no runs on 1 hit. They strand 1, no errors, and we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, today's game being brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Curl Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Good afternoon, everybody. Chris Malanga, John Dalrymple here with you from Field 5, where the Lady Bears lead 4-0. Our second game with the Lady Bears in 2 days, as they defeated Patrick Henry 7-0 yesterday. And it'll be a week of 3 games. And they may even have a Saturday game as well, but I know Thursday they're going to have Liberty Center in town, but we will be over on Sumter Field covering the baseball team as they will play Liberty Center as well. This will be Annika McCorkle. McCorkle is a .214 hitter, 2 RBIs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts on the season. Here, Coach Arnold calling the pitches there from the dugout. First pitch to her swung on and missed.
I know baseball invested in PitchCom this year. I'm kind of surprised softball doesn't have something similar.
Yeah, they use a numbering system, and usually there's a coach in the dugout that is making those calls. That's down low, ball 1. A little bit different, but it seems to work.
Obviously, they're winning a bunch of games.
2-1 now, the count.
Does help though when you got a really good pitcher on the mound. So
yeah, absolutely.
No matter what you throw, it's not.
Absolutely.
She's gonna do well with it regardless.
2-2 the count. So the 2-2. Swung on, foul tip back, so she stays alive. Looked like that one kind of stung her a little bit. She was
kind of looked like it came off the end of the bat.
Yeah, flexing her hand there as we.
I was hurt. I really hurt.
They absolutely do. Got her. Nasty pitch by Thea Staten. That's another Welling Construction strikeout. One down here. Thea has struck out 6, facing 7 batters, so she struck out 6 out of 7. First pitch to her, called strike. That is swung on and lined to the second baseman. His kids didn't able to put it in. And infield will get together there. 2 down quickly. 1 pitch, another out there. That'll bring up Alexa Miller, the number 9 hitter. 200 batting average on the season. 2 walks, 15 strikeouts. Right fielder today for the Wildcats.
Wait, no, I stand corrected. Montpelier softball is 9-0.
Swing and a miss. There's that off speed. It's nasty.
So, yeah. Kind of reminds me when I catch Carter Dominic. His off-speed pitches, I get you.
Absolutely.
I got a wash out.
Next one swung on and missed too. That's 0-2 quickly. I'm convinced that I think a lot of baseball players would have trouble hitting Thea Staten.
I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong, but put her on a 60-foot mound.
That's true, absolutely. Ooh, another one that was close. 2-2 the count. Swung on and missed. Dropped third, but they called her out, so there we go. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's 9 up, 9 down for the Lady Bears. Going to take this time out, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Bears leading 4-0 back after this.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, it has been another Thea Staten performance as she has faced 9 batters and sent 9 batters down. 7 strikeouts and 9 batters. Just impressive.
Only needs to keep putting up zeros, and their offense gonna have to start doing something. This game's slowly gonna get out of reach for them.
Absolutely.
At the plate is the designated hitter, number 14,
Adrienne Fisher will come to the plate. First pitch to her, outside, ball 1. That is swung on, launched into center field. This will be 2. And a nice leadoff double for Adrienne Fisher.
Like a one-hop the wall. I don't know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't shoot a 3. I bet she would have made it too.
That'll bring up Miley Vollmer, the 3rd baseman. First pitch to her is fouled back. It was on the outside corner. Vollmer struck out her last time up. Hoping for a different result this time. Swung on and missed. 0-2.
She's gonna need to quit chasing those up high fastballs, or she's gonna probably strike out again here.
Leave those up there, they say.
That they do.
Swung on and missed, so 3 swings for Miley Vollmer, and she'll head down. That'll bring up Mackenzie Blevins, the first baseman. Blevins had a single her first time up.
One out. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try to bunt her over.
Yeah, absolutely. First pitch to called strike.
I don't know though. They're hitting pretty well off this off her.
She rocks. That's a swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2.
I'm with the high fastball there again.
Yep. It's everybody's guilty pleasure, the high fastball.
Can't say it's not mine too.
0-2 coming. That is swung on, and that is just foul. Ooh. That kept rolling too. She's all the way by the baseball cages.
We blame the wind. The wind pushed it foul.
Yeah. Tell you what, the last couple games we've done with the Lady Bears has been lots of wind. Right now, not so much. It's a beautiful day here at Field 5. Barely any clouds in the sky. That is fouled back. We'll do it again at 0-2.
Sunny and 65. Perfect weather for this kind of thing.
We'll take it. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout, and that'll be 2 down here. I'll tell you what, Horner hasn't done a bad job. She's struck out 4, facing 16. That'll bring up Claire Stever. First pitch to Stever, high and outside, ball 1.
Yeah, besides for that first inning, she's had a great game thus far.
She really has. Ooh, strike on the outside corner.
That runner's on, probably hoping to do some damage here.
Yep, Avery-Ann Fisher is on with a leadoff single. That is popped up foul first base side. The 1-2 swung on. She flows the bat at it. Glove by Roop and over to Greiser, and so there you have it. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Bears still clinging to a 1-0 lead. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
I am blind.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network. I misspoke as we went to break, as John informed me. It's 4-0 Bears. They scored all 4 of those runs in the the bottom of the first inning, which I think threw me off there. This will bring up Emma Greiser. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Top of the order now. First pitch to her is a called strike. So it's been 9 up, 9 down for Thea Staten. Swung on and missed. There's that off speed, that nasty, nasty off speed.
she's as good as she is, and that right there is one of them.
That was a good miss there. 1-2 the count. Greaser came into the game at a .297 batting average. Called strike 3. Greaser will sit down. And that'll bring up Carmen Root. Another Welling Construction strikeout there.
At the plate is the second baseman, number 3, Carmen Root.
Carmen Roop will bat. She came into the game at a .158 batting average. She struck out her first time up, as did a lot of the Napoleon Lady Cats. First pitch to her on the outside. Called that a strike, though. Ooh. It's a good frame there by Josie Arnold. That one's high.
Running in the box. Still baffles me.
The 1-1. Called strike 2.
Another great frame there by Josie Arnold.
That one had some movement from into the left side there. That is swung on. Oh, she goes to third. I don't think she can go. Can she go to third?
Number 5, Addie Thompson.
Was she at second before they called? Because she was, and she gets third base.
Okay.
Must have been. Because when it goes out of play like that, you get one base pass where you got to.
So runner at third popped in, and it's popped back out of play. It's just interesting to me that someone could hit a grounder that should have been an out and end up on third. It's high, 1-1.
Unfortunately, you got to be able to make those throws.
Absolutely.
There's her killer.
Swing and a miss. Again, that off speed. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout, another Welling Construction strikeout for Staten.
At the plate is the pitcher, number 25, Kendall Horner.
That is her 10th strikeout. This will bring up Kendall Horner, the pitcher. 2 down now. Bears really should be out of the inning. First pitch swung on and missed. On the outside corner, 1-1.
I don't know. From up here, that looked like close to a couple of those other ones.
Yep.
Called strikes.
Two and 1. Three and 1 the count. Fouled back. 3 and 2 now. This will be huge to get out of.
Especially if she can get a hit. Got to run around third, scoring position.
Swung on, fouled out of play. Do it over at 3 and 2.
Putting up a good fight.
Absolutely. Called strike 3. Bears get out of it. Ooh. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and Napoleon strands a runner at third base. So no harm, no foul there, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the main stop scoreboard still showing 4-0 Bears. Back after this.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network for Napoleon, no runs on no hits, no errors for the Lady Bears, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Napoleon has had 1 base runner, and that was in the last inning as Carmen Root got on an error and got all the way to third base. It was an error on the shortstop, Langham. If she had just held her breath for a second and threw it a little bit less hard, she would have got her out, but it bounced over to the fence, foul fence, and she got to third on that, and she got stranded there.
I always say make sure you set your feet. She just got a little ahead of herself there.
So bring up Giselle Kidston. First pitch to her is a strike. Last time up, Kidston struck out. Called strike.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
Man. And a strikeout for Kidston, so that's 2 for her. And that'll bring up a Maya Langham. Langham is 1 for 2 with a single. A run scored. First pitch to her. Boy, I don't know what was wrong with that one, but we'll take it. That's a strike on the outside corner. Are you as confused about that one as I am?
Yeah, I don't.
That first pitch looked like it was right down the middle. The second one looked outside.
I'm seeing the exact same pitch in 2 different calls.
That one's high, makes it 2-1.
A little inconsistency here from our home plate umpire.
That is swung on, fouled back, out of play. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Langham got things started in the bottom of the 1st inning with a leadoff single. Ball on the outside corner. That is swung on right back to the pitcher. They throw over to first base, and that's a good out right there by the Lady Cats.
Pretty good out of a 3-2 situation there for the Lady Cats. Get that out there at first.
So bring up Reese Roofer, your right fielder. She is 1 for 2. She has a single. First pitch to her is in the dirt and gets past the catcher. Another ball, 2-0. 3-0.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but the consistency is
Yeah, a little interesting.
astounding. Or I guess the inconsistency is astounding.
There's your called strike, 3-1. I think she had the hold sign the whole time. That is swung on, popped up, foul out of play. Count goes full. That is swung on over to shortstop. She has trouble with it, and she's safe. Bears reach on an error by the shortstop. You'd give that an error too, wouldn't you?
I'd give that an error. It's a bobble.
Let's see what they give it here. Reached on error. So they agree with us. So this will bring up Thea Staten. That is swung on, popped up on the infield, coming over and making the glove at third base is Faith Rubenstein. The Bears get one aboard but can't pass her around. No runs, no hits, one error, and we go to the top of the fifth inning. Bears still lead 4-0, which was our score at the end of the first. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back at the Golden Bears Sports Network here at Field 5, aka the Pink Pony Club, as we come back. It is 4-0 in the top of the fifth inning. And Bears have done really well since the top of the bottom of the first inning, but Napoleon has done a pretty decent job of not letting the Bears score again.
Putting up 3 zeros against an offense that looked like they were going to be lights out.
Absolutely. Just like a mound visit can stop the game, unexpected plumbing problems can halt your day. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals throw you a curveball. For a reliable inspection, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726.
Napoleon here going to have to put something together.
First pitch, a called strike to Faith Rubenstein.
Not sure how when you're seeing pitches like that, though.
Next one in there, swung and missed, 0-2. Rubenstein 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Outside corner, 1-2.
It's a good spot. I think she was hoping she would swing.
Trying to get her to chase on that outside. That one's high, even at a 2-2. Here we go, 2-2. Makes it full count. We saw this a little bit yesterday against Patrick Henry. Staten towards the end of that is swung on. Foul ball.
Off her foot there. Rubenstein putting up a good at bat here against Thea Staten.
She is. Maya Langham will come in and have a quick conversation and Now Josie Arnold will join the party. Mound visit brought to you by S&S Directional Boring. And it's a quick mound visit.
I didn't even realize time was out. Some of the Napoleon codes there had a question for the umpire.
Oh, I didn't notice that either. Good eye there. The 3-2. Swung on over to third base. Vollmer fires over to first. One down. Nice job by Vollmer. Patiently pick it up. Give it a nice throw over to first. And this will bring up Alex Doria, the junior shortstop. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
At the plate is the shortstop, number 12, Alexa Doria.
That is swung on, fouled back, out of play. Right into the bleachers.
Listen to this number system they're using. As someone who, when I'm playing varsity, sits and tries to memorize signs, I feel like anybody paying attention, you could probably figure out what pitch is coming.
Down low, 1-1. I'll tell you what, she has played a pretty decent shortstop tonight. She had the one little bobble.
Yeah, besides for that error.
Yeah, but she made that really nice grab behind the third baseman after it got past her. That is swung on and missed. Ooh.
That one had some heat behind it.
Yes, it did. I know Staten can touch the high 60s, maybe even 70. That is swung on. This might be trouble. Coming over and making the grab, though, is Amaya Langham. She had to get on her horse and run to get out there. Woo.
Thought that might drop there.
Yeah, me too. It looked like it was trouble. Well, Langham made up for the error earlier because that was a nice nice grab. This will bring up Annika McCorkle, the designated player. McCorkle 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch on inside ball, or strike one, excuse me. Outside, strike 2. That was a little bit, that must have been lower.
It looked like it was above the knees, though. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know softball strike zones.
That is high. Nice job there by Arnold to grab that one. 2-2, 2 down. Top of the 5th. Bears lead 4-0.
I know baseball strike zone. It's above the knees and below the letters. Like
got her. Another Welling Construction strikeout. Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Going to take this time out as the Bears continue to lead 4-0. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Lady Bears lead the Napoleon Lady Cats 4-0 here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. I forgot to add my 0 to the scoreboard. I'll do that right now. So leading things off, be Josie Arnold. First pitch to her is a called strike. Arnold's 1 for 2 on the night. That is swung on, slapped to second base. Arnold will beat this one out. And again, a reach on an error. Second baseman was there. That's Carmen Roop.
At the plate is the designated hitter, number 14, Avery and Fisher.
So bring up Avery and Fisher. First pitch to Fisher is fouled. Second error for Napoleon. Fisher is 2 for 2 tonight, and she was 2 for 2 yesterday. That is swung on. Over to second, and they get the lead runner in Arnold, but Fisher is aboard on the fielder's choice.
I don't know if it's the same rule here in softball, but in baseball, you got to be sliding in there to second base or you're both out there, first and second. I'm kind of surprised the shortstop didn't just fire it to first base because it would have been interference.
That's true. Miley Vollmer trying to bunt there. Called strike. Fisher at first on the fielder's choice. Arnold reached on an error. 1 down here, bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Bears. That's fouled back, first base side.
Great coverage on that bunt there from the first baseman, getting it up to it really quickly.
And the third baseman came in, and you saw the shortstop come over to third, and second base cover first. It was good defense there. That is fouled off the dugout. Quickly 0-2.
That outside pitch there. Trying to get a hold of it.
That is fouled back. I know that Miley has some frustration about how she's been swinging the bat this season. She saw my Diet Coke and asked if I brought her one. I said, gotta hit a home run first. She goes, gotta hit a single first. That might be help. And
there's a single.
There's a single. This will actually be a double. Oh, they're coming home. And now we're in a rundown. Oh! And she could have scored because the catcher couldn't handle that. That's a good situation right there. Fisher did not want to get thrown out at home.
That comes from freshman inexperience, I
Yep.
think. You got to have a little heads up there. If they throw it, you got to be ready. You can't go back all the way. You got to trust that your third base coach has got you on the throwback.
So this will bring up Mackenzie Blevins. She's 1 for 2. First pitch to her, called strike. Coach Arnold said that hasn't been a strike all day.
Hey, we're right here agreeing with you.
The 0-1. That is fouled back. Makes it 0-2, excuse me. Horner has faced 24 batters, struck out 5. And that one lined right back to the pitcher in his center field. That'll score 1. They're going to try to get 2. And it scores both Fisher and Vollmer, so the Bears get 2.
Great hit up the middle there for
number 35.
I lost my number 22,
Taylor.
Mackenzie Blevins.
Taylor Dominic will come in and pitch hit for Claire Stever. See if I got my stats for Bryan. I don't think Taylor Dominic has. Yeah, she has not reached. She struck out twice in her 2 appearances.
Only 2 appearances for
umpire lets the Napoleon bench know about the substitution. Two runs in here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bears would like 4 more. First pitch to Dominic is a called strike.
I know we talked earlier about the pitcher for Napoleon not being who we thought it was, but so far, I can't even read. Horner having a great day.
She really is.
Despite Bryan putting up 6 so far.
Dominic. And it's bobbled by the first baseman, but she's able to get in. But she advances the runner, and 2 down, now runner in scoring position.
Pinch hitter number 1.
Does a job there moving the runners over.
Anna McCoy is going to bat here.
She's got 7 appearances, but it looks like they're all pinch running appearances. Looks like she's got 2 stolen bases as well.
Umpires checking, getting that information over. Anna's in there. She's ready to go. She's in there in the back cot before the umpire's got his mask back on. She's going, let's go. Let me swing this bat. There's a big spot of grass. That's fouled back between center field and right field. Good eye there, 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Bears runner at second is Mackenzie Blevins. Bears have 2 runs in here at the bottom of the 5th inning. That is high, make it 2-2. Little rise ball there. High, 3-2. Fouled back, we'll do it again. Oh, they call her out on strikes.
I don't know about that one.
I'm not sure either. But for the Bears, they get 2 aboard. It was 2 runs on, 2 hits, 1 error, and we head to the top of the 6th inning. Bears lead 6-0 on the Main Stop scoreboards. Main Stop, open when you need them. You're always near a Main Stop. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday every Thursday, the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Back in 30 after this.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Bears have put 2 across in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 6-0 lead over the Napoleon Lady Cats. Chris Malenga, John Dalrymple, student analyst here with us. And Hey, it's Napoleon and Bryan, and anytime these two do battle, it's always a game. And last time these two played was in a district final at UNOH. Bryan beat Napoleon 7-0. And so
both teams doing really, really well here.
this will bring up Jessica Patterson. She's 0 for 1.
Thea State, as always, pitching shutout innings here at softball.
Swung on, missed. Let's talk about Thea State. Faced 16 batters, has struck out 11. Throwing 79 pitches, 51 of them are strikes. That one is strike 2. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And that's another Welling Construction strikeout. Make that 12 for Thea Staten.
She's one strikeout out here from hitting a 130 on the season thus far.
All right, Callie Boast will be your pinch hitter. She's a .412 hitter.
I'm surprised she's down the lineup.
I don't have, she's had 17 plate appearances. She'll bat for the right fielder Alexa Miller. We'll have to track some of these substitutions when we get into defense. Once again, Amaya Langham comes in to have a chat with Thea Staten. Just like a substitution can stop the game, unexpected plumbing problems can halt your day. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals throw you a curveball. For reliable inspection, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726.
Looking at both stats here, she's hitting .412 on the season, 17 appearances. I'm kind of surprised. She's not in the starting rotation here for Napoleon.
She swings and misses at strike 1. And strike 2. Oh, 2, that hit Josie Arnold. Nice job blocking it. Ooh, just high. 2-2.
Honestly, at this point, I'm not even surprised that's a ball.
There's a swing and a miss. 2 down now.
At the plate is the first baseman, number 7, Emma.
Napoleon's going to need to put something together here soon.
Yep, this will bring up Emma Greaser. It's getting late in the game. First pitch to Greaser, strike.
Unlike baseball, you know, Thea Staten's not coming out anytime soon.
No, she is not. Greiser's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. That is swung on, and coming over making the grab is Emma Slagle. Nice job there. Slagle to get on her horse and run. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and Napoleon strands nobody because they got nobody on base. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bears leading 6-0 here on the main stop scoreboard. Back after this.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bears scored 4 in the bottom of the 1st, 2 more in the bottom of the 5th, and it's zeros all across for the Lady Cats. For the Bears, 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. For the Lady Cats, no runs, no hits, 2 errors. Bears want to look to get some more offense going here. This will bring up Amaya Langham, who's 1 for 3. We've talked about it already. Kendall Horner's done a pretty decent job. She's faced 27 batters, struck out 6. She's given up 10 hits, 6 runs, but only 5 of those 6 were earned.
I agree. Putting up, struggled the first inning there a little bit, but for innings 2 through 4, was able to put up zeros.
One and one the count. That is swung on, popped up, and making the grab, Carmen Roop, the second baseman. That hung up in the air a long time. That'll bring up Reese Roofer.
I will say, good on Horner. She's getting relatively weak contact besides like the hit from Miley Vollmer their last inning, who hit it to the wall.
Next pitch from Horner will be her 100th. Roofer smacks one just past the diving Carmen Roop. And there's Reese Roofer with another single. She's 1 for 3 and now 2 for 4. This will bring up Thea Staten.
Just barely got it past the second baseman, number 3, Carmen Roop.
She did that dive. Nice work with her. First pitch to Staten. Ball. Low, ball 2. That is swung on. Staten, center field. Goodbye, baseball. Actually, softball, and we'll take it. That is a 2-run homer by Thea Staten right over the scoreboard.
That thing had some distance on it.
It absolutely did. And you can see the celebration with the pink pony at home plate. So that is the 7th and 8th run there. Just one down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There was no doubt about that one when it left the bat.
There's a tree about 20 feet? Yeah, 20, 30 feet behind that scoreboard. It went past it before it hit the ground. Great hit there by Thea Staten.
That'll bring up Josie Arnold. And she rakes one, but gets caught by Taylor Smith. That was a nice effort there by Smith. Nice right off the bat for Arnold. And this will bring up Avery Ann Fisher. Fisher 2 for 3 on the night. Two down here, bottom of the 6th. First pitch is roll it in. Boy, oh boy, Thea Staten with the home run. She's also faced 19 batters and struck out 13.
That in itself is a crazy stat line.
Absolutely. Down low for her as well. That is 2-0 for Fisher. Three and 0. There's your first strike called.
Kind of surprised she didn't have the green light there.
That is swung on, popped up. Fly ball right inside fair territory, and that'll do it. But the Lady Bears get 2 more, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. Napoleon down to 3 outs here as they trail Bryan 8-0. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Staten will do some warm-up pitches here and a quick throwdown. And it's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Roop, Thompson, and Horner.
At the plate is the second baseman, number 3, Carmen Reed.
Carmen Roop, the freshman, has played a nice job, has done a nice job at second base.
Lady Bears just need 3 more outs here.
First pitch, low, ball 1.
Napoleon
Interestingly, oh, go ahead.
Napoleon trying to at least get something on the board here before the end of this game.
It's a strike, 1-1. You know, looking down the Lady Bears roster, no seniors, a bunch of juniors. Napoleon pretty much the same way. They've got 1 senior on the roster, but a lot of juniors in their junior class, and Bryan's junior class have been good.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to win.
And nice effort there by Emma Slagle. And
just out of the reach of number 6.
Yeah, Stever couldn't get it. So that'll be the first hit for Napoleon, and that breaks up the no-hitter for Thea Staten. It was a double. First pitch to her is a called strike. That's interesting. The official score did not give her an error. That is swung on. That's a hit. Back-to-back hits for Napoleon.
Napoleon coming alive here.
Absolutely.
Might be a little too late though. Top of the 7, down 8. I needed this in like the 3rd or the 4th.
What do you think about the hit to left field? Hit or error?
I think it was a hit. Diving play, it's not your everyday play. If it was like a pop-up and she just drops it, I could definitely see an error there, but me personally, if I was doing scorebook, I probably would have given it a hit.
Taylor Glanz is going to be your pinch runner, and we're going to have another mound visit. Mound visits, just like they can stop the game, unexpected plumbing problems can halt your day. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals throw you a curveball. For reliable inspection, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726. S&S Directional Boring sponsoring our mound visits all season long. We thank them for that. Main stop scoreboard currently shows 8-0 in favor of the Bears. And open when you need them. You're always near a main stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday, the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Brian Arnold comes back in. He's our pitching coach, and he will come out and talk to Thea Staten and settle things down. Ooh, 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 ooh.
The trick play.
That was a trick play. They tried to steal. That scored a run for Napoleon. That's them on the board for the first time. So nobody down. Runner at second, 1 run is in. Swung on and missed. Popped up and out. That hit the top of the press box here. And hopefully did not hit Starlink.
Starlink is still okay in there in the doorway.
Swung on and missed. Another strikeout, 1 down here, top of the 7th inning. We do want to thank the Bryan Area Foundation once again for their grant that allows us to have Starlink to use for our sports this year. Comes in real handy when we're out here at the park, as cell coverage is a little suspect out here. As swung on, fouled back as Faith Rubenstein, who is up.
Check swing there. I bet she would have followed through. That thing would have carried there a little bit.
The 0-1. That's swung on back to Staten. She'll throw over to first, and that will advance the runner, but 2 down now. And this will bring up Alex Doria.
Moving the runners here, but kind of hard to play around with 2 outs.
See what Staten can do here. First pitch, high.
Honestly,
backs Doria off.
I try to go weak ground ball, not even go for the strikeout. Just weak ground ball, middle infield, let him take the out.
High, nice job there by Arnold to snap up and get that one. 2-0. Down low, 3-0. Doria's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Let's see if she'll be swinging at 3-0. She does not, and that's called strike.
I don't know. Down the slate, you got to be swinging at 3-0. I don't know how I would hold there personally.
That's high. Again, nice job there by Arnold to hop up and get that one to avoid the run scoring. So I think that might be the first walk for Thea Staten.
Should be the first walk of the day for Thea Staten. I agree.
It is. So this will bring up Annika McCorkle, the shortstop. She's 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts.
That puts Thea Staten at an insane stat line at only walking 20 people with 130 plus Ks on the season.
Yep. Well, she has broken, I know she has broken the school record for strikeouts in a season. Swung on and missed.
I'm sure she broke that her freshman year.
Yeah. You know, how blessed has Bryan been to have, you know, something like Addie Arnold, who was a great pitcher in her own right, and then Thea Staten comes in right after and able to carry on the legacy. 0-2. Swung on and missed. The Lady Bears will be victorious here against the Napoleon Lady Cats by a score of 8-1. And let's talk a little bit about this before we head to timeout. And you know, pretty good effort by Thea Staten again. She had a no-hitter through the 7th inning. You know, just impressive. Good hitting by the Lady Bears. Just an all-around good effort.
Yeah, they had a great first inning, able to put 4 on the board. kind of got a little stale there, that middle half, but they were able to bounce back, put 2 up in the 5th and 2 up in the 6th as well. Able to get all the way up to 8. And then, like you said, Thea Staten's pitching no-hitter up to the 7th. Probably would like to keep that no-hitter, add that to her belt as well. And then, of course, on the Napoleon side, honestly, we talked earlier. We expected a different pitcher going in for Napoleon, but Horner did a really, really good job given a really good offensive Bryan team. They had a couple errors, obviously, 2 errors, a couple throwing errors for the middle infield. But overall, really good night for both teams.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check stats. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory.
Family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Chris Malanga, John Dalrymple here, and the Lady Bears victorious by a score of 8-1. Let's take a look at some stats here. Greiser for Napoleon was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Roop was 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout. Thompson was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Horner was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Rubenstein was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Doria was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. McCorkle was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Patterson was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Miller was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Boast was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitching for them, Horner went 6 innings. She gave up 12 hits, 8 runs. 7 of the runs were earned, and she struck out 6. She threw 109 pitches and faced 32 batters. Let's look at the stats for the Lady Bears. Maya Langham was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Reese Rufer was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Thea Staten was 2 for 4 with a run scored. She had a home run. She had 3 RBIs. Josie Arnold was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Avery-Ann Fisher was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Miley Vollmer was 1 for 3 with a run score and a strikeout. Blevins was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a strikeout. Stever was 1 for 2. Taylor Dominic was 0 for 1. Giselle Kidston was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And Annalisa McCoy Martinez was 0 for 1 with a run scored and a strikeout. All right, Thea Staten went 7 complete innings. She faced 25 batters, had a 1-hitter. I'm actually going to say a 2-hitter, even though the official stats is a 1-hitter, but I'm going to say a 2-hitter because that one there that was scored in error by the official scoring was, in my opinion and John's opinion, a hit. She gave up 1 run. It was not earned, 1 walk, and struck out 15 of the 25 batters she faced. Well, keep up with all the Bryan sports action by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Get notified when we go on the air for each game, too. Head to youtube.com/BryanSports and hit that subscribe button. Going to take this time out, come back with some more from Bryan here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our game brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. All right, let's take a look real quick at the next 5 for each team for Napoleon and for Bryan. Let's see if we can get those up. Here's Bryan. They face Liberty Center on Thursday. They're at Hilltop on Friday, at Elmwood on Saturday, which means they'll have 5 games in this week. Then they have a league game at Swanton and then at Evergreen. And then let's look at the next 5 for the Napoleon Lady Cats. They're at Clay tomorrow, Fremont Ross later on this week, and then a doubleheader with Fairview, and then they go to they host Perrysburg. Let's take a look at our next game, which is going to be Thursday, April 24th, as the baseball team hosts Napoleon. Actually, that's wrong. The baseball team is hosting Liberty Center at 5 o'clock. We'll be over at Sumter Field for that one. Pregame about 4:45, first pitch at 5 o'clock. Time to thank our broadcast crew. Our director is Eric Herman. Our cameras, Haley Strine, Bailey Sign. Back at WQCT Radio, Rick Armentrout. Partner tonight, student announcer John Dalrymple. Nice job on your first softball game. This broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use